Today's video is being divided into X amount of parts. Point the first. Review of Inception. It was pretty. I liked all the fun things. I mean, all those things that they did with like computering and everything, and in the dreams, it seemed like they were just playing around with things. It didn't necessarily seem like it needed to happen, just that it was like, hey, I wonder if we can do this. And then it happened. And I think I felt like they just built the story around that. I don't know what that means. I don't know if that's good or bad or what. It's just what I thought.
Coin trick.
Ow. I just scraped my knee. Oh, there's a spot of blood. Oh, there's 2 spots of blood. Oh. Ow. Yes, I would also like to point out that Joseph Gordon-Levitt in a vest. Ha. That was nice. It just... I like tall, skinny boys. I'm sorry. Ooh, there's more blood now. Not enough to need a band-aid, but enough to say, ow. I did also think that it lacked in character development. We don't really learn what's driving any of the people, what interests them. We just sort of know sometimes what their job is. And that's about all we get. I mean, the only character development we get is really about Cobb. And frankly, I am so over people with baggage. So done with this. We need some sort of new hero.
Coin trick.
Point the second. I know I do a horrible air guitar. I've never been able to do it right. I couldn't even remember if I was doing it left-handed or right-handed. But to be fair, it was also kind of weird, it was hard to have everything in the shot. And that had been my point, to make sure that everything was in the shot. See, I can't even do it now. So, Point the third. One of the good things about being a teetotaler is that it makes one's social life easier in some ways. I can spend an evening playing, say, Scrabble with my family and not be seen as a total loser. You go to bars with your dad. Granted, your dad's cool, so I suppose you could get away with it. And part the what? Fourth? Fourth. I think fourth. I cracked down this morning and finished Mr. Maurice. The opening quote was adorable. I'm going to look it up now because all I wrote was opening quote adorable, so I need to actually figure out what it was. One day when he was naughty, Mr. Bunsey looked over the hedge into Farmer Fred's field and saw it was full of fresh green lettuces. Mr. Bunsey, however, was not full of lettuces. This did not seem fair. Mr. Pratchett is also very comfortable with his writing style, too, I've noticed. He's got this nice balance where it's not too quirky and impersonal, but it's not too dry either.
Coin trick.
Although I didn't like it when he wrote out the homonyms. Like, I get that he was writing them to make it sound like the people were dumb or something, because they didn't... But a homonym sounds the same no matter what you do, so when you're writing it, it doesn't make a difference. And also sometimes he would leave out words. Not even just when people were talking, but in the actual narration. There would be words that were missing. I'm like, no, actually, I know you meant to have we in there, but it's not there. Another line that I enjoyed was when the Pied Piper kid and militia were poisoning the rat catchers. Like, poison, that's inhumane. And the Pied Piper kid's like, no, that is extremely very humane. No other living creature does this. And I liked that. I like the occasional philosophy in his stuff. Granted, it doesn't happen often in books. So that's nice. And the Borg Rat Queen was a cool idea, but it just didn't make much sense in the end. Like, okay, so we tied, 6 rats by their tails, and bam! They can talk to your mind.
Coin trick.
I accept that the cats and the rats could talk, because, hey, they're wizards. And they never really went into figuring out how exactly it happened. I mean, Maurice happens because he eats a talking rat. But they're like, okay, rats can talk, they probably ate something, let it go. But the rats with the tails tied together, it's like they all of a sudden became some sort of mind-melded hub. And there aren't any wizards in the area, and it doesn't work. In the end, I liked the humor and some of the witticisms and the ethics, but it didn't really grab me. I mean, I don't know. The other one grabbed me more, but this one, you know, it was... I put it down, I had to make myself pick it back up again. If when I was reading it, when I got into it, I was like, well, alright, I can keep reading this. But once it went down, once I had to pee or something, just like, I want to read something else. Or just, maybe I'll do this, maybe I'll do that, maybe I'll play a video game, maybe I'll strut around without pants on, something. Maybe I just haven't read the right Pratchett. But he's clever, but I don't know, there's something that just isn't grabbing. He doesn't have concrete plots. His character development is like some of it's good, some of it's bad, but I mean, that's what I do. Characters are what I read a book for. And, like, even here, he was sort of recycling characters. Militia? She was Daphne. That's what I've got. So now for editing and things. Cheers.